Hi, I'm Brian. Welcome to my hobby space. I'd like to take all the extra bits from the Start Collecting Seraphon box and the Start Collecting Skinks box and see if I can't come up with another model to play with. For this video, I'm going to take all the pieces from both boxes and see what I can come up with. Side note, I know Seraphon's getting a whole line redo, but you know what? I still want to do it. If for no other reason then, I like hobbying and I like messing around with little plastic figures. Next I'm going to cut up all this plastic and we'll see what pieces we got. This is a treasure trove of extra pieces for a DIYer. This Start Collecting Seraphon box is great. I know the sculpts and the molds are old, and they're showing their age, but all the new boxes are going to be monopose. You're not going to get a bunch of extra pieces. I mean, I made all the models in my box, and some extras, and I still have all this stuff left over. GW. Please make some extra pieces for your new model sets. It's really fun for us hobbyists. I went through all those extra bits. I whittled it down to these ones here, which I think I can use. The ones on this side are all from the Start Collecting Seraphon box, and the ones from this side are all from the Start Collecting Skinks box. The base is separate. I had to buy that. This is a casting I did of the Pterodon Riders base that holds up the flying pterodons. Kind of playing around with some blue tacky stuff and seeing what I can come up with. And I'll get back to you with my tacked up prototype. There we go. So I got the Bastillodon armor and the helmet from the Carnosaur. Extra Bastillodon on the bottom and the headpiece here as a chair. These spikes that go on the Carnosaur chair, I'm going to put those on the side there. On the top here, I'm going to apply this piece, two of these. I think that'll look pretty sweet. I'm going to have to get to the skink later. His head's going to have to come off. I'm going to have to put arms on him. The actual figure shows him sitting, but it makes him look too much like a slan in my opinion. So I'm going to make him standing. I think they should be a lot more active. Got everything cleaned up. Now let's glue some pieces together. Oh my gosh. I really like this little froggy guy. I got my easy glues glued up. Next I'm going to trim these to the same size. By putting a little flat spot on those round pieces, I hope it'll make it glue together more easily. Yep, and there we go. That looks pretty nice. It'll be a nice little highlight piece. I'm going to glue these pieces together. It's connected pretty well right here. And then I'm going to put sprue glue and kind of fill in some of these gaps you can see right in here and over here. This piece of Bastillodon head fits really nice here in this V section if I put it upside down. So I'm going to glue that in there. I've got these two little pieces. I think I had cut them off of a banner, and I'm going to use these to support the piece I just put on. And that'll support that on that side. I'll do one on the other side too. I just pulled off all the vines that was on the sidebar here and towards the middle there. So when I put on a back piece, it'll be easier to glue on. The next piece going on, I'm going to put the head for the Carnosaur. These indentations right down here at the bottom, and those fit really well here against this. Right there, they're going to fit snugly. Then I'm going to use these pieces from the Bastillodon to kind of go on here, like that. With the notch part, those are going to be going down. Now I'm going to put these, again with the notch down, the other one over here. So they'll be like that. Need to flatten this a little bit. So I need some glue here and in here. Now for the other one, let's test to see if it needs any flattening. Might not. It needs a little off here and a little off here. That's what it looks like from the back. This is what it looks like from the front. And let me glue on my snakes here on the top. I'm going to glue my headdress onto my snakes, like so. And this will go on the back of the chair. Cha-jam! Drop a little glue on there. We'll put one over here on the other side. Alrighty, that looks good. From the back it looks like this. And from the front. Originally I was going to keep these heads on this piece here, but I think I'm going to cut them off. They just don't seem to fit the aesthetic I'm looking for. Oh yeah, I got some new clippers. Man, look how shiny they are. I am psyched about these. Does cut so much more smoothly than my old ones. I'm going to take these reins from the corner store and hook them on the back. And have them come down to the mouth up here. So it looks like that. It's not a structurally important piece, but I think it'll look kind of like Croak's, how he's got that stuff flying around him. This has got stuff flying around him. There's a gap here in the chair, and I'd like to fill that in. But I'm going to use this. It's a little round. It looks like a diamond type of thing, or some piece of magical machinery. And I think it'll work really good in that gap. I think it's a headdress or something. I'm going to put that in the front of the chair, pointing down. That's what we've got so far. Now I'm going to work on my guy a little bit, my rider. So I've got this skink, this head. I think this is from the skink priest from the Troglodyte. A left arm and a right arm, and the spear for the Scarvet, I think it is. And I plan to put the right arm on here, just like a normal arm. I'm going to cut the top of the spear off and the blade, and this blade off on the left arm. And we glue this section right here onto here. So we'll have a magical staff and then a regular spear and his wicked looking head. So let's murder this guy. Okay, his feet are free. He's got a cool head, but it's going bye-bye. I'm gonna get rid of his fin first. Angle his arm a little bit. Should fit with the helmet on. The other one, I kind of wanted to be like this. So I gotta cut a little bit of an angle off on the back. Now I'm going to trim off the tip of this right up here. And trim off the blade from here. And trim this one off at the bottom here. So that gives me kind of a spiky staff. Like that, and that'll be kind of magical. His head, he'll have a weapon, have a magic staff. I'm going to drill a little hole, tiny one in this one. Okay, just very small hole in here and a little hole in here, just to make sure I can keep them together. So that's a magical staff I pinned on. The arm's pinned on because it's at a weird angle. It'll be nice and strong this way. The other one's just glued on, and I put a pin in here, and his head's going to go on a pin next. There's a gap there behind his helmet and where his body is. I'm just going to fill that up later with some sprue glue or something. I made this batch of green stuff about 45 minutes ago. I'm going to use that to fill in here on his chair. I'm still new to green stuff, so if anyone knows a good green stuff channel that will teach me how to use green stuff, put in the link down below, because I want to get better at using it. It seems darn useful, but I'm not good at it yet. What I've read so far is just water's your friend. Again, don't criticize my green stuff skills, please. I'm learning just like you guys are. Got my skink here already. He will be standing on it like that as it flies around. I lightly pushed him into it so I know where his feet would be. I like the way my skink looks, but he's a little bit naked. I took one of these, I chopped off the head, and I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm going to put that in there so it'll look like some clothes. But I need something to hold it on. So I'm going to try some more green stuff. I added a baby slan over here to keep my skink company. I finished making everything and I have everything primed. So next I'm going to paint it. When I'm all done, I'll come back and show you what I've got. On the base, I used extra drum pieces and extra pieces of the Ark of Sotek and some banner pieces that I had laying around just to decorate the base. Here they are all painted up. I've got my chair all ready for him to ride on. I've got him painted up just kind of basic, simple, and I've got my base all assembled. I'm going to put him on this clear pole. He flies a little higher than I want, so I'm going to cut this pole right about here where my finger is. To cut it, I'm going to use this little Japanese flush cutting saw. It's got super fine teeth, so I can get a nice clean cut. I'm just using my side of my finger here just to guide it and keep it straight. It's about where I want it to be. I'm just rounding off the edges a little bit so it'll go in easier. So that's going to fit in there like that, and I think it'll look really nice. I'm going to put some aquarium plants on the base, just a couple, to give some height. And then I'm going to put some of these little tufts down on the bottom to give it some more texture. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. I always read them and I love getting them. So there's my jungle base that he's gonna float above. Well, I've got them all finished. It was a really fun project to do, and I think it came out really nicely. Kit bashing like this is really fun. It's my favorite part of the hobby. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe, keep enjoying the hobby, and I'll see you next time.